The idea is that you can ask anything about the product, the business, the development, the community, everything you want, and we will try to do our best to answer. We try to be transparent, that's the way we operate. We do this kind of session even internally with employees. It's always useful because it allows to address either important topics or frustration or general informations. So the way we will work is that we have 2 microphones. You just raise your hand if you have a question, and we will distribute the microphone so that you can ask your question. And I don't know who wants to start. There one.
Yeah, we are from a German partner.
Does it work, the microphone?
Yes.
Closer.
We are from a German partner, and I'm heavily interested in the AI agent you have shown us. My question is this AI agent indexing the whole documents I have uploaded? So that I can ask on any documents which are already...
So there are multiple things. The first part of my demonstration, the AI had the capability of seeing what the user was saying. So when I was in a lead or in a conversation, the AI could only see what the user saw. So it's just summarizing on that, which in a security point of view is clear because he doesn't have more access than what the end user is actually doing right now. The other part, the last part that I showed you is the legal agent. This is more like what we call a RAG, R-A-G. And so it's based on the document you upload and you give to the RAG, in addition to the large language model that you use. And so it's up to you to expose the document you want to expose to train the agent. So basically what we did for the odoo.com/help, we gave him the documentation of Odoo, simply, plus a few documents, the contract, the privacy policies, and all those things, and that was the basics of the agent.
Okay, I can open it to any document I have.
You have to, in the definition of the agent, you have to upload all your documents. So it's integrated with Odoo documents. So you can give a folder, and people put stuff in this folder, or you can give links, and we will parse these links. Could be like if you put the Odoo documentation, it will scrap the web from time to time to update its knowledge. Clear? Next question? Yes?
First of all, thanks a lot, Fabian, for your keynote in the morning, and congratulations on the great progress and really exciting things to come. My question is, as we were also in the MMC session on the larger customers, what's your thinking about the customer strategy when you want to overcome SAP as a long-term goal? How do you think about approaching the bigger customers, and what do you plan to do about it?
I think it's not a plan, but it's a fact that will happen. I don't know in how many years. For me, just a matter of time, but I don't know how the state of the market could stay that way. I mean, people are paying a lot, they are not happy, project gets slowed down with a huge failing rate. For sure, that will change. Don't know if it's gonna change in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, but it's a fact that it will change, and probably Odoo is the most suited position to do that because of the coverage of the feature, while we still are very simple. I do believe that there is no, as a product, pure product point of view, there is nothing close to what we do. We see on the MMC project, even the very complex project, Odoo has way more capabilities than SAP. Usually they have to integrate with different software just for the reporting, for a lot of different things, where we can do pretty much everything in standard. The thing we suffer today is the service offer. On that area, we are not ready. Our partner network is smaller, less mature. We are smaller, we don't have the mindset of the corporate yet. So that's why I'm saying it's a matter of time. We need the time to develop our resource, to have expertise. If you are a corporate in the construction industry, I would say. If the SAP partner network, you will find a company that will show you 5 construction experts, and they will come to the meeting and you will feel like they understand your need. We still don't have that in the Odoo network. I cannot ask who has a partner who has 5 experts in construction today. Most of them don't have. We probably have a few, but not in every country. So the key for that is to build a service offer. So it basically you, the partners. I know it takes time because training people, experience comes with habit, with building more and more clients. But I don't care because for me it's just a matter of time. I feel like this battle is already win. I mean, we have so much advance as a product that I believe, and I strongly believe that the best product always win. Takes time, but the best product always win at the end. And that's why I said at the beginning of my keynote that on the ERP challenge, for sure, we still have to fight and grow, and it's not easy. But I believe the next leverage of growth will be in the single apps or the industries. Because I strongly believe that ERP for large corporations, we will win it. Of course, we will have to do a lot of things to do that. Change our methodology, adapt our mindsets, develop bigger partner, and that kind of things. Hope it answers the question. Any other question? Just raise your hand and we will give you the microphone.
Yes, thank you, Sébastien. We saw the new feature of the AI agent, and it's a great step forward. And do you know when it would be possible to create quotations, for example, from an agent?
Yeah, in the next version, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the agents can do everything you can do in a module, so it's going to be very quick. Of course, you have to expose the API you would like to expose, and you have to train the agent with the right prompts and questions and so on. But you can connect the agent to server action or define your own action or even do it in a module. It's a detail. Out of the box, we will provide the most common use case. I don't know if it's going to be the 50 most common use case, 100. So you don't even have to create your server action. You just plug the topics and the action you want on your agents. But it's going to be 5 lines of code every time you want to add an agent yourself in the system, an action in the system. I think it's the power of Odoo is that we are lucky enough to have a framework that is so generic that once we do one thing, it applies to every app, every module, everywhere. So it's quite easy for us to just leverage AI everywhere. I shouldn't say that, but you know the demonstration I have done on AI? For us, it's been 8 developers for 2 months. It's nothing. So imagine what we will do in the future. Why? Because we just did a few things and it's fully integrated everywhere. So, and we have hundreds of developers, so we can do a lot.
Okay, thank you. I just have a small question, if it's possible.
Maybe we'll ask other people, but we can come back to you after so that everyone has a chance to ask a question. Next ones? You can already distribute the microphone to the next question so that we don't wait.
So first of all, thank you for the presentation of this morning.
Thank you for coming, by the way. You don't need to thank me every question.
Okay. So my question is, it will be short. So we are coming, we are representing, we are a special partner because we are a customer and partner as well. We are representing the biggest NGO in France against cancer. It's Ligue Nationale contre le Cancer. And we are working on Odoo for our federation. We are a federation of more than 100 associations. And my question is, can we, because we are working on a vertical for NGOs, especially in healthcare, and we will also share this. This is why we are partner with other associations. Is there any ways so that we can collaborate with your team, because we have seen that you are working on verticals, and there was NGO listed in your list this morning. Is there any way to collaborate with you, or we just need to wait for the product that you will?
Now, yes, we try to be the most open possible. That's why we do that kind of meetings. So upstairs, I don't know if you have seen, but there is lots of tables in the expert area. And there we have all the product owners of Odoo, so the ones who decide the new features. So if you want to discuss about something, you have to convince them. They decide if it's worth or not. And especially there is one that is responsible for NGOs, who did the industry NGOs. He's called Jean. So just go to the tables industry and ask talking to Jean. And he's French, so it's going to be easy.
Yeah, over here. I was wondering when the field service calendar will being synced with the general calendar app in Odoo. Because the general calendar app, you can sync it with your external calendar like Microsoft or Google, which is not that easy as well. Easy as well, but I was just wondering when those two calendars will be integrated. So when you schedule a field service appointment, you can also see it in your general calendar app, and therefore also in your own calendar within your Microsoft or Google account.
I am not sure, because we have a task that is close to that, but not exactly that, so I don't know if we will do it or not. It's not yet in the roadmap, but we have a big refactoring of the next activities, and we plan to include all the next activities in the calendar, including the ones of field service. So, I cannot guarantee you it's going to be done for the next version, but there is a big chance. It depends on how the specification evolves. For now, we've done 80% of the specification, so there is this big refactoring on next activities. And so you will have most next activities on the calendar. It's just that the field service doesn't use the next activities, they use the calendar view of the tasks, but going from one to the other it's a very small gap. So it's possible that we do it. Can't promise you anything. Yes,
Hello.
Next question.
This morning we saw that the small one-app market is 10 times larger. I wanted to ask, what is the strategy for on-premise customers, which have maybe hundreds of users, but thousands of people who want to collaborate, for example, on something of like knowledge as a replacement of Confluence? What is the strategy there?
It's case by case. Today our price is so low, 20 euro per user and per month, that we don't do exceptions except if it's a large client. So starting at 1,000 users, we might discuss about light users and that kind of things. We do it quite often for the HR, for instance. HR is a good example, where you have a regular backend user of Odoo, and then you have your employees that just need appraisals and time off and that kind of things. For that, we allow a specific price only for the very large clients. So it's case by case. Can discuss about your case today, but if you have a question about that, I think the best is to talk to your account manager. But we only do that for the large accounts.
Yes, there is any chance to have an help desk dedicated to the partner?
Who is speaking? Okay.
Because when we open a ticket, many times we have a reply, please contact your partner. And many times when we open a ticket because we have let's say, a problem, and the people that reply, they know much less than now. So now the number of partners is so huge that you should consider that. So the support is not supposed to send the tickets to the partner, but to answer the tickets that we ask for them. The only exception we have to that, if it's what the customer or the partner asks for, is not covered by the contract. That includes custom development, help on technical stuff, which is not part of our support, and things like that. But if your questions is about the standard modules, functional module, it is covered by the contract. Whether you ask for it or the customer asks for it, it should be covered by the support. It's not normal that they say they forward to a partner. They push back to a partner. I believe they only do that when it's a technical question on custom modules. In that case, we probably say, that's not covered by your service, you should check with your partner. But then you can escalate. So if the support is not doing his job correctly, you can send to Aurore, ale@odoo.com. Ale, no, I'm serious. She's doing a great job, so and she will check why and improve our process. And if Aurore doesn't answer, you can still escalate to me. fp@odoo.com.
Everyone is treated the same. Any other question?
Yes. Do you think one day Odoo will stop the direct sales approach?
No. Why should we?
Because sometimes for the integrator, it's difficult to compete with the direct sales team of Odoo.
When did you start working on Odoo?
3 years.
3 years ago. Did the situation improve from 2 years ago compared to now, or worse than for you?
No, you're right. It's better. Not
Why?
perfect, but better.
Why?
What do you mean by why?
When I ask most of the partners if their situation improve on the market, pretty much every partner will tell you, today is great, we have a lot of leads. 5 years ago it was okay, but it was not easy. 10 years ago it was super hard. So what was the difference between now, 5 years ago, and 10 years ago? The main difference is the user base we have that created a massive generation of leads. Where does this user base come? From the Odoo Online mass of small clients. And so this mass of small clients created a branding that will attract also the mid-size and the large clients that we all benefit from. And there is two ways to see that. As a partner, you can see, okay, the Odoo pie is fixed, and Odoo Direct is eating a slice of my part. That's one way to see it. I see it differently. The pie is not fixed. The pie, we can grow it a lot, and that's what happened. And Odoo Direct, what it does is to grow the pie, and even though we take 15, 20% of the service market, partners still have 80%, but the part is 5 times bigger than before. And that's what matters. So I do believe we all benefit from the direct. I also do believe that's one way of saying it. And when I say we do 15, 20% of the service, I didn't check the numbers recently. I'm pretty sure it's less than 10%. So if you look at our service activities, the revenue we generate, I'm pretty sure partners generate 10 times more than us. So it's not like we're eating a big part of the slice of the part. We are probably eating 10, if I'm wrong, 15% maximum. That's one thing. The other way to look at this is to look at it from the point of view of the end client. Some clients, they want service. They want local service, they want custom development. Partners are great for that. They can do that. There are a lot of other clients, like the very small ones, they just want to buy a box. Like they would have buy Sage or I don't know. They want to buy a box, they go on Odoo Online, they subscribe, and they just want to start. And they don't want service. They are not ready to pay a consultant at 800 euros per day. Not even ready to pay a consultant at 500 euros per day. And I'm pretty sure none of you want these kinds of clients. Because you are service companies, you want to sell services. Which is good, I'm not criticizing. So the choice for us is, what do we do? Do we cut on these clients, which is a huge volume but very small ones, or do we do it ourselves? And this is exactly what happens. Odoo Online does all the clients who don't want to buy services. They still have to, because what we do is complex, ERP is complex, but they buy the minimum, like a success pack of 25 hours, 50 hours. That's the average success pack at Odoo is 36 hours per project. It's nothing, it's like 4 days of work to deploy a full ERP. And so that's a segment of the market that is not well addressed because they don't want to buy service. And we have another segment, which is the very large corporations. Most of them have problems because they don't find the partners who have their size or their structure. So for that, what we do, we work with partners. And the fact that Odoo is in the loop is a big reassurance for the client. Usually the partners do 80% of the job, but we do it together, and we can answer all the compliances things. We can put large teams if needed. We can reassure on expertise, on localization, on that countries. So by the fact that we are capable of doing the service, we can really help our partner achieve some of the clients that are bigger than themselves, I would say. So all in all, I understand that there is a gray area where it's not fun to lose projects from Odoo Online, but I strongly believe that you benefit a lot from it. Or one KPI that is interesting too, Odoo Online lose more clients to partners than partners lose from Odoo Online. We transfer a lot of our Odoo Online clients to partners, because what happens is they start small, oh, I want to do it. And then it's after 6 months, they use Odoo, but they get frustrated because they want to customize and they want to add something. And that's the point where we say, oh, but if you want to develop, or you should go with and chat with a partner. And so we have a lot of people who start small, just do a free trial, start by themselves, and then jump to partners. So all in all, I think it's a good thing for everybody, one. And two, we wouldn't be here today if we wouldn't have done that 10 years ago. Hope it answers the question. Any other question? Yes, next one was, you distribute the microphone during the question, so that we don't wait.
Hello, Fabien. Last Odoo experience, you said that you wanted to replace SharePoint or OneDrive or whatever. And in the B19 sneak and peek, we didn't see any slide about documents, so I would like to know if there is some secret plan for that app, because I would like to have some Nextcloud or something like that integrated in Odoo.
So it's not so much that we want to replace SharePoint, but it's more that an Odoo user doesn't have incentive to use SharePoint because he will have everything he needs with Odoo documents. I didn't show in the presentation here, but we have done a lot on documents already. Yeah, but you will have to see for the night. I don't know if Christophe talked about document today, but we did a lot. We have a team dedicated and we are moving a lot. Just that it's impossible to show everything in a short period of time. But we massively improved the automation, the way to create rules, to create workflows, to integrate it with AI. Next activities on document, we simplified the interface, we speed it up also on the performance. I'm thinking about all the use cases we have done, but we have a lot of things have been done.
And do you have plan to be able to edit files directly? Because
no, editing, yes. Replacing Google Workspace, like Word and Excel and spreadsheet, and PowerPoint. For that, we are not ready yet. Okay. And it's not a priority. First, I mean, in the way I see it is that if we win the website or e-commerce space, we get all 10 times bigger. If we win the accounting space, we can be 10 times bigger. If we win the project, CRM, or POS space, restaurant, it's a huge market, we can be 10 times bigger than we are today. This, I'm pretty sure we will. We can, at least it's feasible. Google Workspace, first, I'm not sure it's possible. I mean, it's already a very cheap offer, fighting against the biggest player for 10 euro per user, so it's not like there is a big margin we can win. One. So I prefer to focus on the other ones. But it's true that we are moving forward in that direction with Odoo spreadsheet that gets closer to. So it's not something to exclude, but not a priority. Next question.
Yeah, down here. So we saw this morning big improvements on the partner page, which, well done, it was fantastic. A question though is, we raised this a few times, is as a partner we're continuing to...
Who's speaking, sorry?
It's down here. Sorry, Fabian, down the back. We're continuing to recover projects from larger partners who are selling really well, but just not delivering. And those customers are coming to us as another partner. We're just not getting any recognition on that recovery, and the clients are, again, really enthusiastic about the software, has had a bad experience with the previous partner, really love us in the recovery, but we have no recognition on that. Then I hope.
Yes. What's funny about that is pretty much every partner is telling me the same. I'm saving the project of the others. So it looks like it works both ways in every direction. About the recognition. First, do you need recognition? I mean, you do that because you win customer, not to get a badge of Odoo. And second, it counts in the reference. The main counter that decides the order of on the partner page is the number of reference. So when you get the project, when a project is transferred from one partner to another, we also transfer who has the reference. The retention, if you lose a customer to... No, it's not. It's true. One thing to understand is there is no good KPI. I mean, managing by KPIs is always shitty, always create frustration, and it's never good. And we hate that at Odoo. We don't like KPIs in general. But we had to do something for partners, so I apologize. So we had to put KPIs on you. And we know they are not perfect. It's clear that we can discuss about our 3 KPIs. So the 3 KPIs of partner, you know them, but capabilities of demonstrating you know the product, selling new users, retention, you make customer happy, and certification, you have expertise. It's the best we could get, but we know any management by KPI is never perfect. So is it good? Yes. Is it great? No, for sure. But I don't think we can change. We keep this KPI for one good reason, is that they are factual and not subjective. It's something we can count easily. Is the contract renewed or not? As opposed to something where we will send survey or let the account manager decide, that would create way more frustration. So I prefer to have something simple than anything else, knowing that it's not perfect. But no other approach is perfect. I hope it answered the question. Maybe you don't have the recognition, but you have a new client, so it's way more important.
Hello.
Yes?
Here. Fabian, we have approvals module, we have automations in documents module as well, but are there any plans to make some graphical creator, blueprint creator, or process builder like we see in many other ERPs and CRMs?
We had that 10 years ago and we removed it. We had a workflow engine in Odoo where you could create with your workflow and your step, and it created way more complexity than it solved. So we came back to the roots and say, actually, just simple, if do this, then that, actions is way better. I don't know if we should come back to workflows. No, I see the guys, the CTO and one of the oldest customers disagreeing.
So,
yeah, I know. All the non-developers will tell you we like that.
It took
but
me 10 years to convince you to remove it.
Yeah, it's true. And you were right and I was wrong. Yeah. Before it was the case. And I know like business analysts or clients say, I want that, it seems that it simplifies everything. But the guys that actually do the implementation will tell you that it does not. So we have done one thing which is great at Odoo. We have always done what we think is good and not what people ask for. And I think we should not change our mindset on that. Having said that, there are some use cases where it could be useful, like an ETL, transform the data. That could differ to the business analyst some of the job.
Marketing campaign is a bit, you know.
Even that marketing campaign, yeah. But it's not in our plan yet. Next question.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
So we've seen that you are pushing a lot the e-commerce and website apps and want to create a community of agencies. But to be able to do nice and beautiful websites, we need to do like theme customization and code customization. So how can we be able to stabilize the community when we do migration and stuff like that, because we are dependent of the framework, and other classical agencies using WordPress and so on don't need to migrate as often as needed. So how can we be able to be stable like that?
So there are different things. For a pure website and e-commerce, you don't need to migrate. I mean, legally, our contract does not force you to upgrade every year. You can stick with an Odoo version for 10 years, or even more. The only thing that our contract says is that if you are 10 years old, we will upgrade you. We still continue offering the service for the standard, of course. The only thing is that if you have a bug, we might not fix it for you. You might have to upgrade rather than we fix for you. Or we fix on timesheet. That's exactly what WordPress is doing too.
Yeah, but sometimes backend needs to be upgraded. So how can the front end follow the same path? And
so that's true. We are different than WordPress, but because we usually don't do only the website. But for the marketing agency, they do only the website. So for them, it's not a question. If you do backend plus the website, it's true. But in that case, the value you get by upgrading the backend usually is strong enough for to motivate the client to do the upgrade for the front end too. If we look at our commerce, how many customers do we have that have more than 3 years on version 16?
On the SaaS?
On the SaaS.
Very few.
Like
maybe 1,000, I don't know.
1,000? Less than 16?
Very few.
Okay, it's less than 1% of our clients.
Less than 1%.
Are more than 2 years old. So how did we do that? We just have a maintenance contract that covers that. And because we sold the maintenance contract, we can upgrade everybody all the time.
But also we made the upgrade process easy.
And the upgrade process is super smooth now, at no extra cost for the client. So for me, it's just about, for you as a partner, to have a good maintenance contract with your client.
And Fabien, this is numbers for Odoo standard, without customization.
But even on Odoo SH, the ones we have in direct.
Odoo SH, there is more.
No, but in direct, I mean. The ones we have in direct is close to 0.
Yeah, there is more.
Yeah?
Because even if we do the project ourselves, we don't upgrade as quickly as if there is no customization at all.
Yeah, but on all non-supported versions?
I don't know.
I think you check the numbers.
Odoo 16 is supported. Huh?
Yeah, but before 16.
Before 16, there is still a few 15
like
that we have.
15. So we have 15 clients.
No. Version 15, we have more than 15 clients.
But how much?
I don't know.
Check, because I'm pretty sure it's last time you told me something like a few dozen.
Tu peux regarder?
Yeah. We will come with the data. But anyway, the key here is the maintenance contract. The maintenance contract is critical for different things. First, it's a good source of revenue for the partners. It's a recurring source of revenue with high margin. It's a security for the client. He will never be locked. If he has an issue, he can call. So I see no reason to not sell a maintenance contract that covers that. And if you do that, upgrade is not an issue anymore.
Yeah, but for instance, the front-end framework in V19 is changing to all. So we will need to be able to adapt every website to the new framework. And so it costs more to maintain.
But that's fine if the customer pays for it. And that's what I say with the maintenance contract. It's all about putting the price compared to the cost you will have in the future. And we have a maintenance contract for every single client we have. Huh? So it's not like it's difficult to say. We have not a single client without a maintenance contract. So for our own client, we do it all the time. We upgrade them all the time.
Yeah, but to be able to be competitive in the website market, if the client has to pay much more to maintain his website than for any concurrent, it's more complicated.
If it's only the website market, you don't need to do it, as I said. Even though we do it, and we still have no issue. We have a team of web designers. We do the role of marketing agency. It's still not an issue. But it's clear that it forces you to do some trade-off. Like you will choose the community module you will use or not, depending on the maintenance effort that comes with them. So the answer is, as a contract point of view, you can do whatever you want, and you don't need to upgrade the client like you would do with another platform like WordPress. The thing is, I still believe it's better for the client to offer maintenance, sell a bit for it, but at least he has no bad surprise in the future. Next question?
12 000. No, c'est pas possible.
Yes? We can't hear you, maybe unmute.
It's unmuted?
Yeah,
okay, fine,
that's
perfect.
good.
For smaller customers without customizations, there's sometimes the decision to take if you put it on Odoo Online or Odoo SH, because on Odoo Online you don't have like a support dashboard to duplicate or to access to impersonate someone. So that's why you're putting it on Odoo SH, for example, to access backups and all. But for example, for these ones, you don't have access as a fiduciary, free access on Odoo SH. So what's like the solution? Is there anything planned to give them free access to? Or like a partner dashboard that gives you the opportunity to duplicate or to impersonate?
So the most fiduciaries that use Odoo to manage the accounting of the clients do it on Odoo Online, because they don't want to charge every single user of the clients. It's not the way the market works. The use case you have is when a client is using Odoo and ask his fiduciary to work for them on his own software. In that case, I think it's fair to pay the 20 euro per user per month for the accountant of the fiduciary. That's one part of the answer. The other part of the answer is that we are reviewing how we manage users and the platform to be able to have a more unified user management between Odoo SH on-premise and online. But we are not there yet, so we'll see for 19 or not. For probably yes. Next question.
Here, when we have a partner meeting, then we get an invite with Google Meet. The question is when this will be replaced by a Odoo tool, so that we can, and when can we do this also with our customers?
Are you talking about the calendar or
the web
video conference?
Video conference tool.
I think it's an option in Odoo where you can choose to use Discuss or Google Meet. And it depends on the country. In India, they use Odoo Discuss all the time. Here we use more Google Meet for the account manager, but the service who is doing support and HR, they use in Odoo. So what our policy at Odoo has always been everybody use the tool they want. And because Odoo Discuss was not on par with Google Meet some time ago, even today there are a few issues like we don't have the transcript of the meeting. The teams that didn't, I would say we do 50-50 now. But it's our goal to be so strong in the video conference that more people will move to it. It's because we have a few missing features for now, like Google transcript of the conversation, recording of the conversation, and things like that.
So there's no plan to fill that gap?
Yeah, we are working on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have plans to, and once we have done the gap, then more people will move to it. Yeah, do you know that here in the support, when you chat with someone, you can ask him, like, show me how it works, connect to my database, and they will do video conference right away from the chat and show you live. So if from the website like this, we do a few hundreds of video conference per day just because of this live chat. It's because we changed the way we do support. Instead of filling a form, now people can ask live, so that we do screen sharing and we can show on the spot. It starts with a live chat. Can you launch video conference to show the audience? Let's see. Usually he won't be able to do it right away because our live chat operators, they handle 50 discussions at the same time, so he cannot trigger it. But what he will probably do is to reassign to someone else of his colleague from the same team, and then he will launch a video conference. And we do hundreds of video conferences like this in Discuss. You have nothing to install, no URL to go. Right away, he will share my screen and we can start the support. Let's. Yeah, it's a Odoo standard.
By doing this, we use it a lot. And now I have some R&D team. You know that we use Discord. Since COVID, we were using Discord. But now, some of the team, they switch to Odoo Discuss. And the idea is that, okay, if they say everything's perfect and we fill the gaps, etc., we will switch everybody to Odoo Discuss. Yeah. So we are getting there slowly, but we are getting there.
Yeah.
I think the point was when we have a meeting with our partner manager, they send us a Google Meet link instead of a link from the Odoo calendar, but that's not the point.
Yeah, and the answer was when our product will be better, our account manager will use it.
True. When I opened my news app this morning, I'm from the Netherlands, that morning headline was more and more companies are considering or even transferring from their non-European software solutions to European software solutions, which is, I think, a big opportunity for Odoo, being Europe origin. And you also mentioned in your keynote this morning like CRM solutions like Pipedrive or Salesforce. I was just wondering what those tools have better than Odoo has right now. Is the integration of Google Workplace or Microsoft 365?
No, it's not integrated.
Especially regarding email. When I open a customer card into Pipedrive or Salesforce, I can see all my email history with this customer. Odoo doesn't have it right now. Is it something?
It's funny because I've extensively tested Pipedrive recently.
Right.
You cannot even do a quotation in Pipedrive.
No, it's not really.
How can you compete as a CRM if you don't even have quotation? And that shows the true value of Odoo, is that we have the quotation, and then we have the survey, and then you have the website when you can do lead acquisition, and then you have the mass mailing to nurture your leads. And on that level, nobody can compete. And so when we analyze the software like Pipedrive or the one I showed, I'm not saying they are better. I'm just saying that on a few key features they did better. But when you compare two software, it's always the same. There will be feature that one have and the other doesn't have, and there will be feature that the other have and this one doesn't have. And so what we do, we analyze everybody and we pick the best one. Doesn't mean they are better, it's just that we find a few good ideas in them that we use in Odoo.
No, my question was specific regarding this integration, because I'm losing prospects right now while they're choosing for a CRM solution or for a solution when they can manage their customers, where they also can see email history from mobile devices or from whatever tool you use to email your customer. Of course, I understand we want to push everyone to use Odoo and let people email to Odoo.
We don't plan to be an email provider, and the ones who I'm pretty sure, even if you have an email feature in your CRM like Pipedrive has, nobody uses it. They still prefer to use Outlook or Gmail for obvious reasons. I mean, the level of quality of Outlook and Gmail is good. It's super integrated with your calendar and everything. And so we like that people can keep using their Gmail and Outlook, so we prefer to integrate with them rather than doing a cheap email client in Odoo.
Yeah, they closed it.
He answered, but too late, yeah.
Yeah, and for the answer, there is 1,500 project below.
1,500, okay. Over 150,000 projects that we have. 1%.
We have a possibility to configure our warehouse with the multi-step routes and picking and manufacture with 2 or 3 steps. Why this policy is not applied for the repair model? When we repair something, the replaced product get out directly from the warehouse without picking. For big companies, it's a problem because there is no direct communication. There is the person that repair is not the same person that working in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Is there any special reason for that?
Who's talking? Okay. No, there is no, like everything, there is no reason. It's like product evolves and it takes time to make your product evolve. We have a lot of features, but we miss a few features like usual. And the thing is, I know we have done a lot of improvement and we plan to do a lot of improvement on repair, but I don't have all the details in my mind. So what I invite you to do is to discuss with the manufacturing product owners that are upstairs, and they will be able to tell you what have been done on repair for 19. Because I think they did things that go into that direction.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, next question. Hello.
Okay.
Yes?
Nice to meet you, Ludovic. I'm a partner in DRC in Congo. I have one question because today we have some license to the user. But I think that in the future, maybe we'll have some AI users. Is there any cost, any type of license for this type of users?
So it's a very good question. So good that we don't have the answers ourselves. We don't know yet how we will charge for it. For now, and probably at the beginning of 19, it's going to be free. When it will cost us millions, we will change our mind. So it might not be free forever. We don't know yet. The way we see things today is the following. And maybe I shouldn't say that, but Yeah, the way I see the things today is the following.
We will say AI is not a product itself.
Yeah, you know, Salesforce with Einstein and so on, 80% of the customers who purchase Salesforce, Einstein, don't use it. You know, Microsoft has put copilots elsewhere, has charged a lot. A lot of the customers are going back without copilot because they feel it's not worth the price, the extra price they pay for. We activated Gemini in our Google Workspace and Gmail. I'm pretty sure most of the employees don't use it, at least not for the cost we pay, on the extra cost we pay. I tried to use it 3 times, I dropped for it. Not saying there is not good use case. There are extremely good use cases, like the help one is a super good one. But because of that, we don't want to have a strategy where we charge per token, because we feel like people won't use it that much. And I think the others understood that. If you look at Microsoft's pricing with Office, or you look at Google Workspace pricing, there is not a price per token. There is an extra price per user, unlimited tokens. Why? Because they know that people don't use it that much. If we do something, it's still not sure, or maybe we'll start for free and we'll see what happens. Probably we'll do an extra options per user if you want to activate it. But it's not even sure. It's also possible that we see that people use it a lot and we decide to charge per token. I don't know. For sure, we have always been very open about that. It's even possible that we allow you to use your own model, so that we let the competition between DeepSeek, Gemini, and OpenAI play, and you pay the lowest price of this. Because we are open source, it's very easy for you to switch from one model to another. So you won't have the issue of Google Workspace or Microsoft to be forced to pay a very high price, because you have the freedom to do it. And even if we charge too much, then do a community model that does the same. It's only a few months of work. Yes, so if we do something, it's going to be a price per user, but we are not even sure we will charge for it.
I guess it's on now, or not?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, you can hear me at least. So this morning you were obviously presenting the AI module you just talked about as well. And a follow-up question on this would be, when we would create an agent, would that agent then also like basically monitor everything that's going on which a person would perform within Odoo? So for example, a bookkeeper or an accountant would book AP invoices, and eventually the AI agent would take over that transactional activity. Or is that simply a pipe dream that we're currently having?
So first, it's a technology that will evolve a lot and will add more and more features over the long term. So it's difficult to say what's going to be done or not. We'll add if the use case is good, we'll do it. If the use case is not, we won't do it. Having said that, the way we started is to connect AI with all the Odoo channels. So I've showed you Discuss, but you will have SMS, WhatsApp, email. So there will always be a trigger. But also the existing core feature of Odoo, like the one I showed you with the enrichment of a lead, it was the action of the user that triggered it, because he created the lead that triggered the filling of the field. And with the automation, you can do things that run in the background. When you receive an email, you will assign the industry automatically, because the automation does it. So you can already, with the state of everything we did, you can already have a mix of things that runs in the background and things that are human triggered. Does it answer the question? Okay, thank you. Next one.
Hello, everybody. Yes, thank you for presentation and this session. I think everybody knows that Trump's announced that there will be taxes on digital services. And do you think that this will have an impact on Odoo license prices?
Did he announce that on digital service? I don't think so. Yeah, they only do tariffs on physical products.
Maybe one day, if they retaliate, maybe
so
they
it's
will
already
want
the
to
case.
tax
Huh?
services.
You know, when you buy Odoo in Belgium, you have 21% VAT tax.
Yeah.
When you buy in some countries, they add some tax. So we comply with the law, obviously. But I don't think they announced something like that. Huh? I may have missed the news, but
not yet. Yes, it's a quite new announcement. It's not already applied.
But I don't believe in that, because what they do usually, what they did is to put tariffs of what they import a lot and they don't export a lot, because in the balance they import way more than what they export. For IT products, it's the complete opposite. Americans are the clear leader; they export way more than what they import. So that would be a very big risk for them to do that. I don't think it's even a potential.
The risk would be the opposite. European Union would say we will tax the Google and the Microsoft, etc. That's the risk.
Yes, this is what will.
But I think we should, in general, we should not think about that and just do the best product. And maybe if the taxes are a bit bigger in the world, but that's life.
Yeah, and if you have to pay 25 euro instead of 20, won't change the life of our customers.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yes? It's okay, we can hear you.
Sorry. In terms of documentation improvements, what's the planner's strategy? But a cheeky little comment or a question on the help, or the help desk, really helpful, but it hadn't passed V18 certification.
So you know why the help is very useful? Because the documentation is great. No, it's true. The help just tells you what's in the documentation. So, and it's because we have built a very strong documentation of Odoo that the AI is capable of telling you good advices. It's basically the source of the advice you use to output. And so what we changed in our process, it used to be the marketing team creates the help page based on what they think is useful. Now we listen to what the AI says when the AI is wrong, and then we create documentation based on that. So it changed our process to decide what kind of document to write first. But the documentation evolved really a lot on Odoo. We have a big team of, I don't know if it's 30 or, but something like that, people writing documentation full time.
What's your trick in that? I've been playing with it in trying to get it to pass a V18 certification. And obviously you give it the question a multiple choice and it doesn't give you the answer.
That's good, no? Next question. Do
you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. What time is it? We have time.
Yes, Ludo Corijn for Corlutions Ghent. I have a question concerning the manufacturing module. Because I have the impression that when you look at the normal ERP, that the manufacturing module can still improve a bit. And I'm talking mainly about the master production schedule. That could be good for reporting. When you look at the reordering rules, it cannot really be combined with that, but something similar as a reporting on top of reordering rules could, for example, help, or what your impression is of the maturity of the manufacturing app.
If you have a good idea on how to improve the master production schedule, I would be happy to hear it. We have tried a lot. We have had designer clients on how to mix. The team tried to mix the master production schedule with the minimum stock rule. Never makes sense. When we go into the details on how it actually worked. So I don't think we are. I think also the master production schedule improved a lot. You have to look at it. Now you can have multiple master production schedules, like the firmed orders and the other ones per warehouse. You can mix a lot of things. Maybe we can improve, but we don't know what to do. I think we have done, and we have analyzed a lot of software, and what we have seen was not as good as in. I mean, when you look at good, it's the features you have, but also the usability, make it simple, affordable, and so on. And we couldn't find something where we said, okay, we want to do it that way in Odoo. But maybe we missed it. So if you have a good idea, product owners, manufacturing are upstairs, and just check with them. On that area, we did something interesting, which is innovative, but it's not at all what you have in mind. One of the coolest features we have done in the new version is Clotilde in the room. Clotilde. The PO, it's CRLU? Charlotte, oui. Charlotte in the room. No. Because I think it's not merged, so I don't know which branch. Do you know the branch? Which developer worked on that? Okay, I won't be able to show you, but I will explain you. Because we have so many branches and features everywhere. Yeah. Pascal. Ah. Okay. I think we have done something innovative. Automating procurement is quite complex. And the master production schedule does a lot of extremely complex things, playing with all the dependencies, the trees, the lead times of the vendor, of the manufacturer. It does a lot of things. What was missing for me was a simple way to manage your procurements. Because minimum stock rule, that's easy too. But for a small company to have to create minimum stock rule for every product, it's very hard. And who knows what minimum and maximum to put in this number, it's hard. So one thing we did that I really like in the new version, there are a lot of companies, small business, let's say you are a book reseller. Every Monday you have a few suppliers, 2 or 3 suppliers, you call him every Monday and you decide what you want to buy, this. And for that, minimum stock rule doesn't work well, because seasonality doesn't work. Maybe we are end of the year, we have a lot of gifts. How do you do that with minimum stock rule? MPFs doesn't work well, too complex. It handles all the extremely complex use case, but doesn't handle the simple use case. We are in December, I just want to purchase 50% more than usual. How do you do that with an MPS? Not easy, you have to put the plan, the forecast for every book, not feasible. So one thing we did in the new version that I cannot show you because it's in a specific branch, but I can explain you how it's gonna work. You choose your vendor here. Based on the vendor, it opens the catalog of the vendor. And the buyer who purchases every Monday, he has a new button here, which is buy, what is this? Recommendation. Recommendation that opens a pop-up where you say, I want to buy for 20 days of worth of sales. And then the system computes the quantity automatically on the catalog. It does this for you based on the statistics. And you could say, and I want 30% more than usual and think, and it will set up the quantities based on your stock on hand, the prediction, the existing orders for you directly in the purchase order. No minimum stock rule, nothing. Extremely easy to manage seasonality, just put 150% more than usual. And it will solve a lot of use case for the simple purchases. And it's that's gonna be very useful for the large suppliers that provide you a lot of things, not the exceptional sales. But I think that's the key innovation we can do in MRP in stock are at that level, at simplifying a lot the thing, because the complex things, like make to order route with push-pull in 3 steps, we already do most of them. I don't know if it's clear, but imagine that you will be able to, one click, set up a few parameters, and then you have your budget, the number of products, and the recommendation of what to purchase are done automatically. No more minimum stock rule, no more MPS, no more anything. Yeah. It works in multi-warehouse, yeah. But min-max is very static. When you have seasonality, what do you do with your min-max? They are all wrong. We are in December, you have to buy more, it's wrong. No, it's too complex, and it doesn't work with seasonality. But that's okay. We can do AI for everything, but that's simple interpolation. It's much faster. It's correct, and you could use the agent to help. But I believe in strong, good interpolation for that kind of use case. Okay, next question.
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh. Yes. So I have a question about mobile experience. Do you have any plan to enhance Odoo experience on mobile?
What, like the agenda?
Yeah, for example, for the calendar, it's not so intuitive. If you want to manage calendar events on the mobile, the icons are small. that
I
are-
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
do you have
agree.
any plan to enhance this in the
I
future?
don't know. So you're right, we should do it.
Okay.
Will we do it? I don't know, because it's a matter of priority. If we have time to deliver all the great features we want to for the next release, then we'll have time to do it, otherwise not.
Okay, thank you.
You can explain.
You have the
explain what-
microphone, you can
Yeah, I
explain.
have the microphone. You can explain, there is like 100 small improvement tasks in the UI, the task of Alexandra. So
Yes.
it's not part of that, but there is like hundreds of...
What we did.
For example, now you will be able to do bank reconciliation on your mobile phone.
Yeah, but
for
this
example.
question was on events.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but Anthony, it's true. What we don't show when we do that kind of presentation, we show the big new features like AI and everything. What we don't show is the sum of small details, UX improvement, and we have a lot from this session that in our mind is even bigger as a game changer than the big features.
And some of them are in mobile. Huh?
And a lot of them are in mobile, yes. But the event is something else because it's a front-end page where we have to. Okay, maybe last 3 questions.
Okay, I'll take one. Fabien, hi. The new partner page looks pretty cool. Thank you for that. It's good. But there were 2 things. One, partners with multiple visibilities in multiple countries used to be able to use their certified consultants in multiple geographies. Is that changing?
I was not aware of that. We'll have a look. But it makes me think of something that I forget to say this morning. One of the new features of this partners page is that you will be able to register multiple addresses for one country. It's going to be 1 address for a ready, 2 for a silver, and 3 for a gold. And that way, in the matching, you will have 3 locations displayed, and we will display the location that is closer to the lead. It's not done already, so it's a matter of 2-3 days, because if you look at it now, there is only 1 address per partner, but it's coming where you will be able to register multiple addresses. So that the lead will have the confidence to have a partner which is closer to him when he will look at it. 2 questions, and then we are done. Who wants to ask a question? Well, that's good, then we are there. Seb, à l'agenda, après on a quoi?
Hello, Fabien. Hello. Quick question. Can the demo.odoo.com can be extended to 2 hours? And why not? Because we're doing a lot of presentation using that tool, which is great, by the way. But 1 hour is never enough. 2, it could be perfect.
No, he's talking about demo.odoo.com.
Demo.odoo.com.
Sometimes it happens to me also, and I have to refresh and I do it again.
Yeah, but you know, when you set up all your demo
But you do your customer presentation on that?
Yeah, because it's quick when you do something.
Yeah, it's risky.
Yeah, it's like when we...
Yeah.
It's like when we use Runbot and then somebody else.
Yeah, but demo is better than Runbot for that use case. It's a technical question because I don't know if our servers can handle that. You know, every time you do demo, it creates a database just for you with a server just for you.
Right.
So just there, I created 2, and I can do a lot. So it's heavy in terms of resources, especially if you want it to be that fast in 1 or 2 seconds.
The idea is that you use it to show something in 5-10 minutes, like a feature, but it's not.
We will think about it, but not sure. Because it's gonna be double, it will double our resources. So it has to be worth it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So now we'll have meetings per country, I think, per market.